Hello, everybody. I'm just going to do a quick review or my take on the Acqua di Gio line by Giorgio Armani. I did an unboxing video the other day talking about Acqua di Gio EDP's 200 ml release. Well, now I'm going to do a little bit more in depth of what I think, my personal opinion, on the Acqua di Gio line. Now, I don't own the very first Acqua di Gio, the Eau de Toilette, but that's because I it seems redundant to me to own it because it just doesn't last as long as I would like it to last. So at this point, I'm not gonna pay close to $100 for something that won't really last me a long time. So anyhow, if you want something that smells similar to the original one with just better performance, I recommend this one, Acqua di Gio Essenza. Now, in my EDP 200 ml unboxing, I mentioned how this one came out in 2017. Well, it was a mistake. I forgot. I don't know what I was thinking. The actual release of this was, I believe it was 2012 is when this released. Acqua di Gio Essenza. This is a true EDP. This is more a follow-up to the original than this. This is a little bit more its own thing. This smells more like Profondo. This smells like the original. I say it to everybody. This to me is the original on steroids. Stronger, longer lasting, projects more. But it smells great. I mean, every time I wear it, it gives me over 8, 9 hours easily. It lingers on me for 14 hours easily. Lingers. It doesn't project anymore, but I could still smell it on me throughout the day. The Acqua di Gio Essenza. This one right here, I bought for 170 on the internet. It's discontinued. Really hard to find. It goes for $300 right now. I was lucky enough to get two bottles for 170 each. So, I mean, I use it sparingly. I don't really use it too much, but I do enjoy it every time I use it. This to me smells very similar to another one that I have here, which I bought when it released. You do not need both of them, I believe. This one is Acqua di Gio Profumo, my bad. This one was released in 2015. As you can, I don't know if you can tell by, I don't know if it's hard to tell, but I haven't even got to half of the bottle yet. The juice is still a little bit above half, and that's it's still half full. And this I bought back in 2015, so this shows you how much I've used this. I really do like this fragrance. Don't get me wrong. When it first came out, it blew me away. I'm like, I have to get it. I paid 160 for a 200 ml back in 2015 of Profumo, and let me tell you, this fragrance is good. It's elegant. The only difference that I find between this and the Senza is the Senza is fresher. As with this, it's a little bit more darker. It's like a smoky version of a Senza. It's very similar, just darker, more mysterious. I mean, to be honest, I've been around older women, like just 30, I would say 35 and up, or maybe 34 and up, whether it's in the store or just people that know me. And the older women prefer this one. They really love Profumo. Trust me. You will get compliments by older women if they see you smelling like this, because this one is like a more mature, more less youthful type of fragrance. If you're 20 something years old, you can still wear it. I'm just saying this suits a older, more mature man. I would say 26 and up is a good time. I bought this bottle when I was 21, you know, but you could wear whatever you want. There's no age to it. I'm just saying it suits an older man better, and older women love this stuff. Trust me, I got compliments by older women while I was wearing Acqua di Gio Profumo. It's a really good one. I don't use it too much, especially since this bottle is like a really strong. This is one of the first releases. Like, this is one of the first batches that came out back in 2015. Silver letter. It got some magnetic cap. I believe the newer ones, because I bought one of these in 2021, and the letters were no longer silver. They were gray. They were just, I think they were gray or white, and they were just on there. They weren't silver. They weren't shiny. The cap was still magnetic on my newer bottle, but but I believe the newer ones, the ones that came out last year and like the ones that are pumping out right now, they have a click-on cap. they don't have a magnetic cap anymore, so they're cheaping out, and the prices are skyrocketing. What I paid for this 160 for 200 ml, you have to pay 70 for 75 mil. It goes for around 138 as of right now. I'm talking about 2023, and it's just insane. I think the prices are out of hand, but it is what it is. You know, if you really want it, you'll pay for it. I'm just saying that the prices are going way, way up. To be honest, I wouldn't really buy another bottle unless I really wanted it. And then you got, that was in 2015. Then they came out with another one in 2018, I believe. 2017 Profumo Special Blend, which I do not own because it's 99% similar to Profumo. But then came out 2018, that spring, and out comes out Acqua di Gio Absolute. Now the thing about Absolute is this one is very different from the Acqua di Gio line. This one's more in line with the Invictus line. It's like a bubblegummy type of fragrance. This one right here is very popular with the younger people. When I first saw the bottle, it's like, it has a wooden cap. The juice is kind of orange or yellow. I don't know if you can tell. And I'm like, oh, this is just another old man type fragrance, old man type scent. Didn't really interest me at all. Then I smelled it and I'm like, this does not smell what the bottle looks like. This smells more like a fruity type of fragrance, you know? Fruity, youthful, it is loud, honestly. A lot of people say that it has no good performance. Trust me, it has performance. You will get noticed. This is more popular with the younger crowd. Like I said, high schoolers, college people, whatever. I go to the store. I'm out in public. I'm around younger women. They freaking love this stuff. This one and Profondo are heavy hitters when it comes to the younger crowd. Like, they love this stuff. And as you can see, I don't know if you can tell from how many juice I've used up of Profondo. I love that one. And how many juice I've used up from Absolute. And I've used more of these two than I do Profumo, because just Profumo is just a little bit more mature and it's more serious, you know. It's not very, I don't use it every day as these two. I use these a lot. This one's more, it has a pear note, it has tonka bean, in the base. It just smells very fruity. Very good. And after this one came out, another flanker came out similar to this one. It was actually a flanker of a flanker, if you will. It's Acqua di Gio Absolute Instinct. This one right here is even darker than Profumo. This bottle is brown. It's like a straight up, and you can see the juice level. It's full. I've only used this like 3 or 4 times. I enjoy it. This one I hated when it first came out, but it grew on me. It really did. It smells like Absolute does, but a little darker, a little bit more mature, a lot more darker, I should say. Very woody. This is like a wood bomb. That's all you get, like woody fragrance. And it has seaweed in one of the notes, which is kind of weird. I never experienced a fragrance with seaweed, but nonetheless, this one is still good. It's discontinued. You won't find it anymore. Any of the other ones I just showed you, I think you'll be able to find, except this one and the Senza. You won't find these two unless you're paying top dollar, I believe. But I mean, if you don't own this one, you don't need it. This is one of the, I would say, one of my least favorite Acqua di Gios in terms of smell. I'd put it in the very end. But I mean, if what you're looking for is a mature, dark, woody fragrance, and this will do. Like I said, I don't remember getting compliments with this one. I haven't worn it as much, that's why. But I'm sure you will. I'm sure it has its crowd. And that came out in 2019. Now fast forward to 2020. One of the, if not, I would say one of my favorite Acqua di Gios came out. This is their blue take, I would say, on the Acqua di Gio line. And as you can see, the bottle is blue. This is a 200 ml bottle. Most of my Acqua di Gio bottles are 200 ml unless they're special editions, which only release in 75 ml. That's the only time I'll buy 75 ml for Acqua di Gio, if they are special releases. Otherwise, I always go big. I don't have to smell it. I buy the biggest bottle because I know it's going to be a heavy hitter. This one is very fresh. It has mandarin orange up top. Smells very aquatic. As you can see, the bottle, I mean, it gives it away. It's a blue bottle. Yeah, the projection and longevity is really good. 9 hours longevity. Projection is really strong for the first 3-4 hours. I can't smell it on myself, but other ladies have commented how like I smell good 6-7 hours into my shift or into like me spraying this, and I'm like I sprayed it 7 hours ago and you can still smell it. It's a very good one, very versatile. I say any age can wear it. Young people, this one and this one is very popular with the young people. Like I said, high schoolers love this stuff. College, that age range, they just go crazy for it. You will not go wrong with either of them. This came out in 2020. Now fast forward to 2021, its flanker came out. Another flanker of a flanker. This one was Acqua di Gio Profondo Lights. Now this one right here is probably my favorite smelling Acqua di Gio. Like, this one smells so good, and the bottle is also my favorite design. It's a gradient blue. It's bluish and it gets clear on the bottom. And this smells like Profondo. It just has a new twist to it. This is more fresher, whereas this is more greener. This has cardamom. I love fragrances with cardamom. This one smells way more interesting. If I had to pick between them two, I would go with this one. Except the only downside to this one is the longevity. It does not last as long as Profondo does. But trust me, the 3, 4, 5, 6 hours you get out of this, top notch. Trust me. This one is also discontinued. It really didn't last long. I was lucky enough to get a backup bottle of this, so I have a backup bottle waiting. But this stuff is just great. It doesn't last as long, but it still projects the first 2 to 3 hours very strongly. It has that interesting cardamom note. It makes the whole fragrance just more interesting. It smells so good. And too bad it was discontinued. It only lasted a good year. Then came out a year later, and this is the latest release. They haven't announced one yet. It's kind of surprising because it seems like they pump one out every year. This is Acqua di Gio EDP. If you saw my unboxing from the EDP 200 ml, you know that this one is really good. This one is more in line with Profondo. It's like a flanker. I would say it was a flanker follow-up to Profondo. This is Acqua di Gio EDP. This is like the straight EDP, the following EDP, following the 2000 or 1996, 1995 release of the original OG Acqua di Gio, the EDT. This one right here, a lot of people don't like because they say it's weak and it doesn't project or last long. Let me tell you something. Every fragrance you buy when you first buy it will not last long, and I've learned this the hard way. I said, man, I spent all this money on this fragrance and it doesn't really last as much as I want it to last. Well, let me tell you, spray it a few times, and I know this is kind of dumb, but you got to let it macerate. After a few months, or maybe a couple months, you don't even have to wait a few months. Spray it, use it a couple times, come back to it later, and I guarantee you will get the longevity and projection you want. This will last over 8 hours. You will get noticed. You will get complimented. Some people say it smells like body odor or sweat. I don't know where they're getting this from. I've got compliments with this, crazy compliments. I think it smells great. It's my top two, right behind or right in line. I can't even pick between the two which one I like more. Profondo and that. I just love them both. You cannot go wrong with the Acqua di Gio DNA. Any Acqua di Gio is good. But like I said, if you really want something fresh, young, useful, you got to go with Profondo or Absolute. This has tonka bean and pear as their notes. Tonka bean in the base, pear in the opening. This has mandarin orange and aquazone, which I don't know what aquazone is, but it just has, you could just get a mandarin orange blast in the beginning. But all in all, any of the Acqua di Gios you get, you will not go wrong. But if you could find good deals on them, go for them, because right now fragrances are just skyrocketing. Any size you get, when 200 ml, all my Acqua di Gio are 200 ml. I bought them in the past for 160, 140. Right now, they're all of them are going for 185, 200 ml. Any 75 ml, which is a regular size, they go for 126 US dollars. That's a lot. And I don't think they're going to get any cheaper. They're probably going to keep on going up. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if these hit the 130, 135 mark, and the big ones go for $200. So get them while you still can. Go for it. Armani frequently does sales. I got my 200 ml for 25% off, I believe, or 20% off. So I paid only 130 when it was really 185. So if you can find a deal, go for it. You can't go wrong. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And pick whatever suits you best. Whatever summer and spring are coming up, these are really good for spring and summer. The best of the best. Thank you very much, and check out my other videos.